Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Friday. Another small biz pulse check here. Going to be checking in with Ryan Scaggs, insurance guy in the Coeur d'Alene area. And man, I hope everybody's been having a great week. It's been an incredible one for me. Got clients, out of town buyers under contract on a home up in Bayview. And then I had my listing go live yesterday up in Rathdrum on 5 acres and had 7 scheduled showings right away, 4 offers. It was crazy. It was up till 11:30 last night getting that all buttoned up and set up for my clients. So hope everybody's doing great. And let's check in with Ryan here this morning on our small business pulse check. Ryan, good morning.
Morning.
So tell us where do you work at? What's your kind of deal? What do you got going on?
Yeah, so I'm with Liberty Mutual Insurance. I actually get a broker, so you hear certain names and kind of ring bells. We have that ad campaign that people seem to either love or despise. But yeah, no, it's you hear a lot of company names get thrown out there, but we're kind of rare that we get a broker. I offer anything from home and auto, life insurance, annuities, to small business. So I get it covered pretty much anything that you've got a need for asset protection. That's my game.
Right on. And what's with everything that's been happening in the world, how's that affecting you? How's that affecting business? What's different for life for you right now?
It's people are ratcheting up. I mean, obviously you've seen budgets tighten up. I mean, for me personally, I work remote probably 70% of the time anyways. So not a lot has changed on my end other than, until last week, I had my son here with me 100% of the time. So I had a coworker that liked to interrupt, but no, I mean, for my clientele, it's been, the name of the game has been saving money. A lot of people have either been very successful during this time. There has been some industries that have really taken off. There's been others that have struggled mightily.
Sure.
So for me, it's been either taking care of, some retirement stuff if we do annuities, or it's just making sure that we save people some money. I mean, $10 is $10. If we can save that a month, let's take advantage of that. If it's more than that, I've had a couple that saved, I think it was $2,300 a year last week on their insurance. So they're saving, pretty substantially. So there's options out there for people if they're looking to save money. It's a good time to shop around and take a look, and also, have those needs assessments that agents are great at doing. I mean, not just myself, but any insurance agent. Take a look at what you have and see if there's any holes.
Right. Nice. And what, I've seen a lot of money flowing in the industry, or not in the industry, but in the world right now, I should say. I mean, with unprecedented amount of refis, we've got, I've talked to a lot of shops that I know since I spent a lot of years racing motorcycles. I mean, there's a lot of shops that posted record sales during this time, so people are out, not only are they saving on their budget because they're cutting down on their interest rate, they're consolidating their bills, and that money's going back into the economy. Have you guys seen that? I mean, if people are out buying, new motorcycles and side-by-sides and stuff, I'm sure they're having to insure that. Do you see an uptick in policies for accessories and toys or new vehicles? I mean, what have you seen for activity as far as that?
Yeah, so our specialty lines products, so that's ATVs, UTVs, boats, RVs, stuff like that, through the roof. The access for some has been limited as far as, getting out and doing normal day-to-day activities, or if you're going to save that money and go to Disneyland. I had a couple that bought a UTV last week. Instead of, going on vacation to Jamaica like they had scheduled, they took that money and went ahead and bought a UTV. So there's people out there that are buying toys because that's going to be the name of the game. You can distance and get out in nature. I mean, you and I both enjoy hiking and biking and stuff like that and getting outside. So there's a lot of people that are starting to take that lifestyle just because of the safety aspect of it.
Right. Yeah, I definitely have seen a lot more people hiking and stuff that I never seen posts before, and all of a sudden, everybody's hiking and stuff. And yeah, we're limited on what we can do, right? I mean, we've gotten things have opened up over here in Idaho, but Washington's still, for the most part, closing down. Although I heard they're going to open Spokane up a little bit more. I think Inslee finally had said, okay, Washington, Spokane's different than Seattle. So initially they were turned down.
All the Eastern Washington counties will finally, with the exception of the Tri-Cities, be in phase 2. So
gotcha.
That makes things a little bit better for the real estate agents. You can now do some live showings.
Yeah.
I believe, and yep. There's a lot more activity going on across the board. So
speaking of that, now for insurance wise, are you starting to see an uptick in people opening up new homeowners policies? Because I know I've seen a ton of activity. Obviously, yesterday, I had a listing come on, and we had 4 offers the first day and 7 scheduled showings. So there's definitely, I've seen a ton of activity. And so obviously homes are selling. Do you see the same amount of home policy requests, or do you see an uptick in that? What are you seeing on your end from the homeowner side?
It's been pretty steady. Idaho has definitely been higher than Washington as far as because I'm licensed in 4 states, so I do get to see activity in Montana, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. But Idaho's been way more active, obviously, and you can kind of assume why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's increased, and it's funny is that while we've been doing a ton of refis, you're aware of that too, being in the real estate side of things. And if we brought in Marvin, he would probably be banging his head against the wall.
Right.
With the amount of refis they've done, you're still doing quite a bit of influx of new property sales, and it's all coming from out of the area. I get to see where people come from,
right.
And there's still a huge influx coming from Western Washington, California. Colorado's been pretty hot lately. Getting some people from Texas lately too, which has been interesting to see.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's an interesting dichotomy coming to Coeur County.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, we're seeing that definitely in our industry is, and I've predicted that. I feel like once the dust settles from this a little bit, we're going to see, an even larger influx of people moving from those areas, like you mentioned. That's always been kind of the trend, but I think this scare is going to kind of make a lot of people who maybe wouldn't have thought of doing that move. Fear is a strong motivator, and if this is cause fear, and especially the retired age people, that don't have to be there anymore. They don't have to drive into LA and go to work anymore. They don't have to drive into Seattle and go to work anymore. So why be in those high risk areas, especially when they can make their living expenses stretch further, when they sell their home there, which is going to be typically higher value than what you'd pay for the same home here. So they could either upgrade or, decrease their budget and put that into their, retirement, whatever. We're seeing a lot of that.
Let's face it, we got a really desirable quality of life here too. That just, makes it even more, exemplified as far as what people want to find here.
Sure. As far as the future goes, this is changing some industries and the way that they do business. It's going to change some of their business dynamics as far as, how much business they're going to be doing, how much business they're not going to be doing. What, is for you and for your industry, what are you seeing for the, kind of the short term and then more of the long term for the future?
I think short term, you have the cautious side of things. So, a lot of working from home. Like I said, I worked remote a lot anyways, but we do have the option to go into the office before COVID-19 hit. But, our corporate side of things, we're been pretty good about. We've got 50,000 employees nationwide with the company. That's through claims, service, everything. Everybody's working from home. It's awesome. Everybody's got laptops. They've got connectivity and being able to work remote. I see a lot of that being the future for some of these industries that realize that, hey, we can cut down on some of these, overhead costs that we have of having property or office space that, we actually did studies and found out within the first month and a half that we were more productive working from home. Like our numbers increased.
Sure.
As far as our productivity. So I think that's going to drive industries. And in the short term, Yeah, it limits the face-to-face contact. I like to be able to go in and see my clients or my some of the accounts that I hold. I like to just go and visit and have a cup of coffee, but that'll come back. I'll be able to do that again. It's just, for the time being, you have to be sensitive to some people's wishes that, wherever you stand on the spectrum of how bad you think it is,
sure.
You still have to be sensitive to what people want. And so, it's generating interesting conversations within industries that, if I want to go visit somebody that's at a lending institution and they're like, hey, yeah, make sure you wear a mask. I mean, you got to be willing to do that.
Sure.
You want to keep that relationship.
Just like us on Saturday, right? When we got to go check things out for the first time in restaurant and bar world, the place we wanted to go down to Crafted, and you said it was just crazy there, and it's like, and you're a little more sensitive to that because you're around parents and stuff that are elderly and at risk. And for me, it's like, I'm really around myself and people are fairly healthy, so I haven't thought about it as much. But yeah, that's definitely people in people's minds still, because it definitely was something that scared a lot of people for sure. So what I'll drop your information and stuff in the notes below, but if you want to just tell a few people that are watching, how can people get in contact with you, and what can you provide?
Yeah, so you can get a hold of me the easiest way. Obviously, I do have a Facebook page. You can just search Ryan Scaggs, Liberty Mutual Insurance. I am pretty responsive on social media. I try to be a little bit more accessible that way. I have an email. Texting is awesome. If you want to text me, you got a pen or something handy, it's 509-220-9605. That's my cell phone. You can text or call that number. That's a corporate number too, so hopefully if you spam it, it ends up getting filtered out.
Right.
It's a great opportunity to, right now, save money.
Sure.
I've got multiple options, so I get to do the shopping for you. I get a broker, so my best interest is you,
nice.
As the consumer.
Sure.
So if we're going to have a chance to save you some money, let's do that. If we got to get you some more coverage and save money, even better yet. We live in that litigious society, and I only see it getting worse from here, especially on the small business side of things. I know that some people pay attention. This is kind of a tangent, but not. Looking at claims on the small business side due to COVID-19 that people are wanting to sue small business owners if they end up getting a positive test.
Oh, wow.
We're seeing some of that stuff bubbling up. And, it's like we want to be able to just say, hey, let's go over the coverages, make sure you understand what's in place, what your liabilities are and all that stuff. If you're part of a group, I did an umbrella for somebody in the nonprofit realm yesterday. Liability is the name of the game, and making sure that protects retirement accounts, liquid assets that you have, properties that you're carrying. There's a bunch of avenues that can be accessed in a litigious situation. So we just got to make sure that we protect that stuff and do it at a cost that's going to be, beneficial to you. It's not going to break the bank, but it's going to be, worth carrying.
Nice.
So that's, yeah.
So kind of wrapping things up, but you kind of brought up an interesting point there. So are there insurance riders or policies that do cover, for instance, somebody if they're, getting sued in the instance of, I got COVID-19 in your business, so I'm going to sue you now. And I could see that being a big, way for people to kind of run some scams. But at the same time, are there policies that cover that?
Yeah, it gets interesting because it depends if you're breaking a order. So if you're opening a business and you're operating and there's an order in place that says that you should be closed, there's some assumptive risk there. It's all about what you can prove, and that's it comes down to, you can sue somebody for anything. You're going to inherit cost regardless whether you're trying to defend yourself and win, or if you lose. There's going to be cost involved. So carrying the right amount of coverage or the proper coverages, the small business side of things, yeah, you can, there's been states, California is one of them, that's had multiple businesses be sued because people think that they got COVID-19 in their establishment. Whether or not that's going to be provable, I don't know.
Sure.
That comes down to the court case or what the investigations find. because you could pick that up anywhere. If you could ask that person, well, were you at Walmart or Costco earlier that day? Well, yeah. Okay. Right. Well, sorry, but
right.
It's all about what you can show.
Sure.
So I don't want to get people freaked out and in a frenzy about stuff like that, but it's just things that we're encountering that are new, that we haven't seen before.
Right.
And, anywhere from lost wages due to COVID-19 and people trying to file that on insurance claims, and governors saying that you can when actually, in some of the policies that are written, you can't. So right. it's a slippery slope because it's a lot of stuff that industry's and so, that's where your agent comes in, or your commercial representative, or if you're a small business owner, or even the claims adjusters come in to explain the coverages. They can go over what's able to be filed, what's not. Have those open discussions. And if I can end on one thing too right now, if you're a homeowner, there's a lot of roofers that are out there that are very reputable. There's some that aren't, but you get in any industry, trying to get you to file claims right now due to damage or something like that. There's an influx in roofing claims going on. So, if you have a roofer that comes over and says, hey, you need to go ahead and file an insurance claim because you've got some wind damage on your roof. One, how old is your roof? So I know I'm going off on a tangent. This is very knowledgeable stuff that you need to know, especially if you're buying a home. Is your roof within the reasonable age of replacement? So if they're trying to tell you to file a claim and you're on year 23 of a 25-year roof, sorry, but that's wear and tear. That's
right.
Trying to get the dealership to replace the brakes on your car because you drove it for 80,000 miles.
Sure.
So, there's some things to be aware of. There are scams going around like crazy right now. There's unemployment scams left and right. There's a lot of stuff that people are trying to take advantage of this environment. So if you're getting something that doesn't feel right or doesn't sit right, talk to somebody. Talk to your agent. Talk to even if I'm not your agent, you can still ask me questions. I can route you back to the right arena where to find information. There's people in this industry, you in real estate, I'm sure you advise on things all the time.
Yeah.
There's professionals, use them right now, because we're in a weird environment that people are trying to take advantage of others because of this.
Hey, that's awesome. And great advice, Ryan. Appreciate that. So hang tight with me. I want to chat with you for a minute after we're done here. But you guys, happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. It's been an amazing week for me. Things are just crazy in the real estate business right now. Like I mentioned, had 4 offers, 7 scheduled showings on a house that came live yesterday. Got that under contract last night. Got another one under contract for an out-of-town buyer, just like we talked about in yesterday's, real estate tips. How to, look for a home from a distance and stuff. I mean, that's what a lot of people are having to do right now. But we have this digital world that we live in where we can do virtual showings and videos and stuff. So get a hold of me if you're looking, if you're thinking about moving this way. Love to show you around, and have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon. Thanks.